Welcome to Detroit Performs, the Kresge Honors. A tribute to 10 years of Kresge's Eminent Artist Awards. And now, from the Jack White Theater in Detroit, here is your host, Rip Rapson.
Good evening and welcome to Kresge Honors. I'm Rip Rapson. Tonight we celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Kresge Eminent Artist Award with a special tribute to each of the individual artists and his or her unique contribution to the rich culture we are all so fortunate to experience here in Detroit. Each year, the award recognizes a Metro Detroit artist whose work and career exemplify sustained, outstanding achievement and a commitment to sharing that work with the local community. Tonight, we recognize those artists in a series of special performances right here from the Jack White Theater at the Masonic Temple in downtown Detroit. And now, for our first honoree. In 2008, Kresge recognized Charles McGee as its inaugural eminent artist. Charles's paintings and sculptures have symbolized his ever-expanding search for hope and justice. His bold creative signature has inspired Detroit and the world through public and private works on display in personal collections, museums, and civic spaces. He has been a teacher and a mentor to thousands of young artists. He has founded galleries and arts organizations and created opportunities for others to share their work and their ideas. And now, to honor the legacy of Charles McGee, please welcome Mike Ellison with Beryl Peanut Smith performing United We Stand.
The enormous Sahara deserts, scorching sands, span the northern third of the African continent's gorgeous land. Extracted by storms, massive dust plumes form, and of the 182 million tons thrust up into an atmospheric lawn, 27 million, which is enough dust to fill 100,000 semi-trucks, treks 1,600 miles over the Atlantic Ocean's westward course, then slowly descends upon the Amazon rainforest. This phosphoric soil, placed in the basin, feeds flora, thusly creating the most fascinating ecosystem environmental scientists have ever seen. The astonishing key to this uniquely flourishing network of ecological diversity is 15% of the African fragments, the sands, that annually withstand this natural, magical odyssey. Conversely, tragically, ironically, historians have suggested an equal percentage of African captives perished during the disastrous man-made Middle Passage. With its torturous nautical voyages, the Ma'afa, the suffering, sought to destroy us as 400 years of our ancestral phosphorus made America vastly prosperous. And while race is actually a conceptual fallacy forged into reality with the tools of iniquity and therefore lacking structural integrity, we still have to acknowledge this. Africans have inhabited every corner of the planet, and let me be candid. Wherever, whenever we landed, we literally gave nations civilization while being taken for granted. That said, the Sahara South America shared heritage bears the narrative and perspective that all living things are inherently connected. Consistently enlisting this as a lifelong message with commitment, kindness, and culture, masterfully crafting timeless sculptures, the modest Charles McGee also models the ingredients for living optimally. A childlike love for learning that never rests. Proficiency that relentlessly produces excellence and an aesthetic benevolence that endeavors to mesh disparate elements into cohesive elegance. Even when he was deemed a lowly Negro in the evil throes of Jim Crow sharecropping. even when he could not vote, as an enlisted United States Marine serving in Nagasaki after the atomic bombing, as a factory-working father, mentoring countless scholars toward prominence in an ominous era marred by murder, civil rights murders, murdered by murder, civil rights martyrs, protests, rebellions, and armed troops hell-bent on repelling them, and perhaps most compelling then, as a modern-day artisan whose greatness remains astounding at 9+ decades and counting. His resounding body of work, boundlessly expanding, landing like love, replenishing waning spirits, lifting us, gifting us with sustenance and covenant-painted lyrics, transposing rants from opposing political and social camps into soulful jazz. You see, Charles McGee's artistry converts these complex cacophonies into harmonies more audibly discernible to the common ear, and his distinct timbre is always clear. We are merely a series of lines, shapes, colors, values, and textures scattered across the land as individualized strands. But in the end, united, we stand.
In 2014, Kresge named photographer Bill Rawhauser as eminent artist. Bill devoted decades to capturing on film what he described as society in constant motion. Best known for his Detroit-inspired street photography, Bill also gained national attention through works exhibited at a Museum of Modern Art and prestigious galleries in New York and beyond. Among his many contributions, Bill also taught photography at Detroit's College for Creative Studies for 30 years, where he led students to successful careers and creative achievement. Now, to honor the life and work of the late Bill Rawhauser, please welcome percussionist Patrick Fitzgibbon. In 2009, Kresge honored trumpeter Marcus Belgrave as its eminent artist. Known as a master of American jazz, Marcus captivated audiences in Detroit, across the United States, and around the world. His eminence was exemplified by his contributions to the jazz community, to Detroit's cultural scene, and to generations of jazz musicians. His tireless work, amazing technical ability, and the joy and spontaneity with which he created and performed distinguished him as an admired and respected jazz master. Now, to honor the life and work of the late Marcus Belgrave, please welcome Joan Belgrave and the Marcus Belgrave Legacy Band performing All My Love.
You came from a dream, I never knew just how sweet love could be. Suddenly I was wrapped up in the night, and I will give you all my love, not until forever and ever. Don't you know you and I'll be together? We'll go, you and I. We'll weather the storms. The storms of life will come to make us strong, and we will be together, not until forever and ever. Don't you know you and I'll be together? I'll give all my love. I'll give it to you, and I know that you will give me your love too, because a love like ours is special. It shines a light so bright the whole world can see it, and we both know that when trials and tribulations come, we'll hold on to each other. We know that it's me and you, our love will see it through, and I will give you all my love, not until forever and ever. Don't you know you and I'll be together? Summer, winter, fall, the seasons come and go, and I'll be right there with you, don't you know?
In 2016, Kresge honored photographer Leni Sinclair as its eminent artist. A photographer and cultural activist, Leni is widely recognized for documenting Detroit's counterculture movement and its accompanying rock scene of the 1960s and 70s. Known as both an artist and an instigator, Leni captured critical moments, chronicling the human condition and providing a close-up view to our history. Her iconic photographs are a blend of the beautiful and the provocative, the extraordinary and the everyday, reflective of Detroit's culture and sense of possibility. Now, to honor the significant contributions of photographer Leni Sinclair, please welcome veteran filmmaker and arts educator Harvey Ovshinsky with guitarist Dumini Depores.
Just wanted to set the mood. Thank you, Dumini. And thank you, Rip, for the introduction, and to the Kresge Foundation for honoring my friend Leni Sinclair with the 2016 Eminent Artist Award. She's a very shy person. I promised I wouldn't embarrass her too much. In preparing my remarks, I found myself flashbacking to a time 54 years ago. Doesn't roll off the tongue, when I first met Leni and John in their apartment in the Wayne State University area called the Warren Forest. Google it, because it's not there anymore. Back then, the word hippie wasn't in my vocabulary. I thought John and Leni were beatniks, and I was looking forward to meeting one, or in this case, two. But what also I remember profoundly was the first meeting. Leni stepped out of the kitchen. We were having a conversation, John and I. Leni stepped out of the kitchen, spatula in hand. As I recall, making spaghetti and meatballs. She said it was the only thing she knew how to make. And she stepped up and she said, if I was interested, would I care to publish some of her pictures? If I was interested. As if I weren't. I was desperate. The Fifth Estate in those days, it was the underground paper that I started, freshly graduated from Mumford High School. And it was very special and very important in the history of Detroit journalism, but it was ugly. Yeah. I mean, it was so boring and uninteresting to read, it hurt. So back in November 1965 with that first issue, there were no photographs, no graphics really, except for a Pfeiffer cartoon we stole from the LA Free Press. No real images of any kind that could even begin to capture the energy, the excitement, the youth, and the vitality of what Detroit was beginning to feel like and look like in the mid-1960s. Not like Leni could. Nobody could do it like she could, and I was very grateful. Leni Sinclair was our Gordon Parks, our Doretha Lang, our Annie Leibovitz, our James Vanderzee, in one package. She was a master at not only capturing the image, but also and mainly the essence and really the very heart of the people and the characters she found fighting the good fight back in the day. Protesting, struggling, sacrificing, not only for their art, by the way, which she captured so well, but for peace and freedom and civil rights and equality and social justice, issues that were every bit as important to Leni and John and her family as was her art. Because Leni knew there was never any division or separation between her work and her art. Lighting is important, framing is important, composition's important, and all these are important tools for a photographer. But Leni knew and understood even then, before she was eminent, she was just merely very good, that content counts. Content matters. That the most important rule of storytelling, and my students at the Creative Studies College, where I also taught, will testify, is the most important rule of storytelling is to have something to say. The most important rule, and I have dozens, is to have something to say, which may explain why Leni Sinclair doesn't do landscapes. I'm sorry, Leni, you're brilliant, but no Ansel Adams. No. For as long as I've known her, wilderness didn't interest her. Monuments and nature didn't impress. They didn't speak to her. They didn't move her the way her people did, and still do. And how lucky are we? Thank you, Leni.
In 2017, Kresge honored harpist and educator Patricia Terry Ross as eminent artist. A prodigious commitment to craft led Patricia from Detroit to the University of Michigan to a 40-year tenure with the Michigan Opera Theater. She has performed with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, played behind artists from Pavarotti to Johnny Mathis, and sweetened records by Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, and other legendary Motown artists. An award-winning educator at Cass Tech High School and Wayne State University, Patricia has shaped the careers of countless young Detroit musicians. Now, to honor Patricia Terry Ross and her outstanding musical career, please welcome Aya Simone. In 2011, Kresge named Bill Harris its eminent artist. A talented novelist, poet, and playwright, Bill is well known for creating esteemed literary works, authentic storytelling, and compelling dialogue that capture the essence of his Detroit roots. His writings combine the beat of his beloved jazz with the life and breath of his characters, giving voice to those he knows best. Drawing on actual life events, cultural history, and his own imagination, Bill tells stories that are timeless and universal, all the while grounded in the rhythmic tempo of the city he loves. Tonight we honor Bill Harris with a reading from his play, Robert Johnson, Trick the Devil. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome actor and musician Robert Jones.
My daddy picked cotton, and the white man picked him. Picked him clean as a hound's tooth. When I was a child coming up, looked like to me, him and all the rest like him was planted so deep down they couldn't break loose to grow up toward the sun. It was some men I seen wasn't like that. I said to myself, these are special, some hoodoo kind of Negroes here. Had them a hoodoo so strong they could escape the hell of being planted and plucked, come back with big city northern names on their mouth. St. Louis, Chicago, New York, Detroit. Bragging about wild women and sweet whiskey and greenback dollar bills. And them ground planted men like my daddy couldn't do nothing but watch. While all the while, they women would laugh for them hoodoo men like they didn't laugh for nobody else. And you know what that hoodoo was that them men had? Singing and playing the blues. Singing and playing the blues. So shoot, yeah, I hung around them, trying to learn that hoodoo that they had. Now, I could play the harmonica when I was a little boy, but I soon put that down. To my way of thinking, if a little boy could do it, couldn't be too much hoodoo to it. Couldn't make the women's wild and make the men have to get drunk and want to fight you. So I put that harmonica down, and I got after this guitar. I got to where I could slip that slide and make it talk to me like my best buddy. Make it hum and howl. Like a wind whining over a gravestone. Or make it squall. Like a freight train flying across the midnight silver moon. Or make it moan like a woman, touch low, slow, deep down to her soul. But it's two-sided. Be times I be playing and in the midst of all of the dancing and drinking and carrying on, it be one somebody, maybe a man or woman, looking at me, just looking, quiet and steady as oak tree. First time it happened, had a cold chill run over me. Low feeling like somebody had just stepped across my unmarked grave. I had a wife and child that died during birthing. She wasn't but 16 years old, and I wasn't but barely a boy myself. That's the worst I ever felt. Worse than my mom and daddy separating. So I ain't talking low like that, but scary. because I know they're getting more than the good times and the fun out of what I'm doing. It's touching more than their feet. It done got down inside of them, and it's like they looking to me, holding me responsible for driving away their troubles and heartache. Well, I got me something that I can do as good as anybody I know, and something to make my name known, and all I wants to do is to be left alone to do it. I almost wish there's a big crowd down there right now. Oh, we'd go downstairs and I'd sing and they'd shout and reel and till they don't give a damn. And maybe all together we could raise up Miss Georgia's colored juke joint till it break loose from this old messy world and float off like a robin on a reef of breeze.
In 2015, designer Ruth Adler Schne was named Kresge Eminent Artist. A pioneer in forging the modern look of architectural interiors, Ruth also played a leading role in redefining post-war America's sense of public space, working with some of the world's most prominent architects. She became famous for her mid-century modern designs and revered for her perseverance as a Jewish immigrant whose family escaped Nazi Germany. Ruth helped shape a new sensibility in a male-dominated field through the value of inclusiveness and an entrepreneurial spirit. Now, to honor Ruth Adler Schne, please welcome Biba Bell. In 2012, Kresge named poet Naomi Long Maget as its eminent artist. Naomi's body of work reflects the strength and determination of her singular approach to life and language. A gifted poet, publisher, educator, and mentor, she established a voice for African American women and created a standard for countless other writers. A literary heroine and Detroit's poet laureate, Naomi's pioneering work is a complement to her educational commitment, prolific publishing, and passion for elevating other poets. Now, to honor the contributions of Naomi Long Maget, please welcome performance artist Mahogany Jones.
Fragment of a dream. A letter has fallen out of my name. It tumbled over and over itself. I can't retrieve it, and without it, I do not know who I am. Who knew that adjectives and verbs grew limbs? That conjunctions could conjure resurrection? That an and or a but or however or yet would be the welcome interruption to what many deem to be the end of a story for pushed out people. But with every poem published, with each pupil nurtured, you crafted new beginnings, new what could be's, new what should be's, new what ifs, new possibilities and new worlds. Who knew that with proper intention, that a tale told true would restore the sight of the blind, an entire world blind. But because of you, they see me now. See my black, see my Detroit, see my woman, see my African, see my birthright to be all of the above and American and respected. Thank you. Thank you for your magic, you brave sword-wielding, wild warrior of a woman. Thank you for your unyielding. Thank you for your relentless. Thank you for devoting your life to gathering our letters, giving us wings, cloaking us with the dignity of finally being visible. Thank you for giving us the means to finally know who we are and celebrate that. And with that, we celebrate you, Dr. Maget.
In 2013, Kresge selected David DiChiera as eminent artist. Renowned for his unwavering commitment to Detroit, David was a leader in the city's early revitalization through the creation of the Detroit Opera House. Through his passion for opera, he became an advocate for all art forms. He nurtured individual artists, he fostered collaborations among arts organizations, and he supported the composition and production of new operas that reflected the communities in which they were performed. Although David's influence reaches far beyond his adopted hometown, Detroiters will always be the beneficiaries of his artistic vision. Now, to honor impresario David DiChiera, please welcome soprano Angela Theis, baritone Jonathan Lash, with Gene Schneider at the piano.
Roxane, adieu. Je vais mourir. J'ai l'âme lourde au port d'amour ineffaçable.
In 2018, Kresge named musician Wendell Harrison as its 10th eminent artist. An accomplished saxophone and clarinet player, Wendell has been a leader in the musicians' self-determination movement and has served as an ambassador for Detroit's jazz community. In addition to his high energy and his expressive playing, Wendell has been a composer, band leader, educator, organizer, and entrepreneur. He has paved the way for generations of Detroit artists by sharing his insights into the art and business of music. Here to honor Wendell Harrison, please welcome Alexis Lambre at the piano with Everett Reed, Brian Juarez, and Jeffrey Trent. So thank you for joining us for the Kresge Honors, our celebration of 10 years of Kresge Arts in Detroit. As we conclude tonight's program, we have one more surprise in store for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Gloria House as the 2019 Kresge Eminent Artist. It sounds like many of you know Gloria for her poetry and as a scholar, an essayist, and an activist. For those of you who don't know Gloria, I promise you'll hear much more about her in the weeks and months ahead. Please join me again in congratulating Gloria House, who is here with us tonight. So now, to take us out, please welcome back to the stage the incredible Mike Ellison, along with Delaney DeLove Ragland and Ryan Tycho, to perform Warrior's Rhythm. And from all of us here at the Jack White Theater in downtown Detroit, I'm Rip Rapson. Thanks for watching.
If you would all be so kind, please raise your right hand high in the sky. Your right hand. Now let's make that one finger, one thumb, like this. And in the spirit of the late great Bob Marley, somebody say one love. Everybody say one love. As we honor these beacons of our creative community, for those of you who can, would you please stand with us in unity? One of the many modes of traditional Ethiopian music is called Tigrinya. And with Tigrinya, we normally dance around in circles. But tonight, we're just gonna go left to right, like this. Follow me, like this, like this. Y'all can get in the aisles if you want. You can come to the front if you want. You all look very beautiful and elegant, but now it's time to lose your cool. Now, if you're smooth like us, you put your shoulders into it a little something like this. Then you gotta look away real slick, like somebody called your name. Moving in unison, we add the chant from the Amhara culture. And it goes like this. Say Yahoo, say Yahoo, say Yahoo. Come on, Yahoo, louder, Yahoo. One more Yahoo, Yahoo. As the true warrior fights for peace over violence and division, we present this piece called Warrior's Rhythm. Let's move, let's move, let's go Detroit. Let's move, let's go. See, this is a rhythm, a warrior's rhythm, victorious rhythm, it's glorious rhythm. Say Yahoo, say Yahoo. You hear it, you feel it, it's there in the spirit, it's there in the lyric, don't ever compare it. Say Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. The beat in the cradle, defeating the label, the people are able to eat at the table. Now Yahoo, Yahoo. Divided as ever, we gotta get better, united together, we tighter than ever. Now Yahoo, say Yahoo. Forgotten, forsaken, forever mistreated, debated, disputed, but never defeated. No hate, no more venom, straight with the rhythm. Celebrate rhythm, we elevate rhythm. The beautiful rhythm, the powerful rhythm, the beautiful and the powerful. And we chant and we dance like this, y'all. Side to side, with your hands high. Side to side, like this, y'all. Like that, y'all. Like this, y'all. Get low, get low, get low. Get low, get low, get low, get low. Let's go. This is a rhythm, a warrior's rhythm, victorious rhythm, it's glorious rhythm. Say Yahoo, say Yahoo. You hear it, you feel it, it's there in the spirit, there in the lyric, don't ever compare it. Say Yahoo, Yahoo. It's the beat of the cradle, defeating the label, the people are able to eat at the table. Now Yahoo, Yahoo. Divided as ever, we gotta get better, united together, we tighter than ever. Now Yahoo, Yahoo. Forgotten, forsaken, forever mistreated, debated, disputed, but never defeated. No hate, no more venom. Straight with the rhythm, celebrate rhythm, we elevate rhythm. The beautiful rhythm, the powerful rhythm, the beautiful and the powerful. And we chant and we dance like this, y'all. That y'all, like this, y'all. Say pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, like this, y'all. Side to side, get your hands high. Side to side, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, like this, y'all. Side to side, hands high. Side to side, like this, y'all. Like that, y'all. Like this, y'all. Right up, let's go, let's go. say Yahoo, Yahoo, Yahoo. We say Yahoo. This side say Yahoo. Come on, Yahoo. We say Yahoo. Let's go, Yahoo. Only y'all, Yahoo. Over here, Yahoo. Everybody, Yahoo. Yahoo. For the elders and the babies, for the future that we're shaping. Like this, y'all, side to side. One love in the sky. Side to side, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Like this, y'all. Like that, y'all. Like this, y'all. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Like this, y'all. Like that, y'all. This, y'all. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Like this, y'all. Like that, y'all. One love, Detroit. One love, Detroit. One love, Detroit. One people, one city, one nation, one love.